Metabolic health is closely linked to longevity. Specifically, when you have poor metabolic health, you have elevated blood sugar levels, which create a cascade of negative effects in the short and long run. It turns out, in fact, that poor metabolic health contributes to several hallmarks of aging, including increasing inflammation, oxidative stress, and mitochondrial dysfunction. Let's dive into each one to understand the broader picture. Sustained high blood sugar levels can act like a continuous false alarm, triggering the body's defense mechanism even when there's no immediate danger. This leads to chronic inflammation, which in turn promotes insulin resistance and raises the risk of various inflammatory diseases. But why does the body react this way? Well, inflammation is our body's natural response to harm or threats. When you get a cut or infection, for example, inflammation manifests through redness or swelling. This is something beneficial, as it helps the body initiate the repair process. So it becomes a problem when this response doesn't switch off, which, as mentioned, leads to chronic inflammation. On top of that, high blood sugar levels push our bodies to produce more damaging molecules known as free radicals. This increase, coupled with weakened natural defenses, leads to an increase in oxidative stress. To better understand this concept, we have to remember that deep within our cells, myriad of chemical reactions are constantly happening. And some of these reactions result in the formation of what we call free radicals. These are unstable molecules, much like rust, that erode a piece of metal over time. The free radicals steal components from other molecules to stabilize themselves, which in turn damages the affected molecule. Thankfully, our body has a defense mechanism, antioxidants. These are molecules that neutralize free radicals, preventing potential damage. However, when metabolic health is compromised, the delicate balance between free radicals and antioxidants is disrupted. Lastly, we arrive at mitochondrial dysfunction. Often referred to as the powerhouses of our cells, mitochondria produce the energy to fuel our bodily functions. However, when cells are flooded with excess glucose due to high blood sugar levels, it's like we are overcharging a battery. It will wear out much more quickly. In fact, the influx of glucose results in an overproduction of free radicals, which in turn accelerates the decline in mitochondrial function. As these powerhouses become less efficient, the energy production in our cells reduces, leading to a cascade of negative effects. It's clear then that maintaining metabolic health is essential, not just for day-to-day bodily functions, but also for ensuring longevity and reducing the risks of age-associated diseases. In fact, improving your mitochondrial health can be one of the most powerful things you do for your health and longevity, given that poor metabolic health is associated with a wide range of chronic diseases, going from type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular diseases to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, Alzheimer's, and some cancers, just to mention a few. Simply put, poor metabolic health increases your chances of all-cause mortality. If you need help in optimizing your metabolic health, staving off chronic disease, and most importantly, living a thriving life, then our longevity coaching might be what you were looking for. You can learn more about it on beyondsapiens.co/coaching or by checking the link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching, subscribe to our channel, and see you in the next one.